We're here today to see if you can beat Fallout 3 with max stats at a low level. Gotta say thank you to Alex here for suggesting this run. The run's pretty simple. Level up as little as possible. Get your stats all to 100 through magazines, armor, temp boosts, that sort of thing. We can use any gun, any weapons, really, any armor, really. And that's about it. Now with the setup explained, let's begin. Start the run off by looting some stuff around Springvale. There's a few locked containers that usually give you good leveled loot. We head over to the school to take out some raiders and get some stuff to sell. Raiders here are never too much of a problem. Raiders inside aren't so bad either, although a few of them seem to throw grenades in melee range. Noticed here that the geometry of the game can actually kill NPCs, which is interesting. Grab a 10mm SMG. Focus down this raider here with his blast helmet because we're going to need it later. They got the rest of them in the school looting most armor and weapons we come across so we can sell them here. After we're all geared up, we head toward the outcast bunker. Grab sniper rifle and stuff out the hollowed out rock there. Just to have it, just in case. Sniper rifle is pretty good when you're only level 2. Make it to the outcast bunker here. Now this is interesting. I didn't notice this until... well, I didn't know about this until messing around with a test run for this, that you can clip your way into the armory for Operation Anchorage, take all of the DLC armor and weapons, and then clip back out without needing to do the Operation Anchorage DLC. We're going to need the Chinese stealth suit for this playthrough, so being able to get it without getting all the levels associated with Operation Anchorage is just a boon. Clip through the wall without too much of a problem. Seems like you always need that coffee pot there, otherwise you can't clip through it. Same with right here above the gateway into it. You always need a clothing or armor piece down in this nook right above the door. And you need to be standing on it or almost on it so that the geometry can force you through when you save and load. Because here, when I try it right here, it does not work because I'm not standing on it. So I have to move the armor forward and stand on it or almost on it. And then try it again, and you pop right through. Grab the armor, grab the weapons, grab the ammo. All of it sells for a good price. All of it's heavy hitting right now. Try to find a way to wedge yourself up into this computer bank here next to this concrete pillar. That way you can get yourself clipped partway out of the map. So with just a couple more save and loads, you can get right out of the map. Mind you, this exploit here does not give you power armor training, so you can't use the winterized armor. A little bit more saving and loading later, and we're out. Then all you got to do is walk off the map. It zeroes you out whenever you walk off of a map, and the zero for this map is in the VR chamber.
Come on, I'll show you to the...
And this guy here talks to you multiple times for some reason. Yeah, it's still locked. Same with the door. Bunch of good equipment to start off with, which is great. Now, with the armor, we can start the run proper. Now, some people probably know what I'm going for here. It's the many hats glitch or exploit. Decide this time I'm going to follow the main story of the game, so I talked to Moriarty, get the caps from What's-Her-Face to give back to him. Notice you can push NPCs around with random items in the game. Might actually be able to clip them out of the map. I don't know if you clip an NPC out of the map if they zero to the 0 point on the map. Be an interesting thing to see if it works. Talk to Lucas Sims, do the whole Burke thing. This is where I notice you can miss in VATS with melee and hit other people. So that pissed off the entire town. Which was surprising, because everyone just kind of stopped there for a second, then they re-engaged, so I just load. Try it again with my rifle. Deal with him so that when we get enough explosives, explosive skill, we can come back and get the Megaton house, because this is a long run. Wait here outside Craterside Supply to sell some stuff, and the guy from the Outcast bunker shows up. Didn't know he could do that. I figure I could kill him without anyone in town getting pissed at me. Free minigun, free armor, could sell off. Sell off a bunch of stuff to Moira, get some stuff fixed up, and head on out. Still find it strange that that guy can show up in different cells. I was able to get my hands on a second Raider blaster mask, or whatever you want to call it. Weird Raider gas mask. And with that, we can start the exploit proper. Every time, if you have two headpieces that are the same, and roundabouts the same durability, you equip one, and then you try to equip the other, and it won't equip. But it will still give you the stats from it. So if you keep clicking on it, it'll keep upping your stats. And just like that with the Raider Blastmaster helmet, I've maxed out explosives and big guns. Like I said, the items need to be close to the same durability, but not the same durability, otherwise it doesn't like working. Head around, pick up some magazines and some places I'm hitting up, because I'm going to need them later. Hit up Evergreen Mills to see if I can find the next part of the build. Raider hockey mask. When I was testing this, I was able to find two of them right in the Springvale school. If only this run was that easy, because I spent a good 4.5, almost 5 hours looking for these two damned hockey masks. Sell some stuff off the Smiling Jack here. Figure I'm not coming back down in here again. It's a cool place, but too much of a trek, so I'll steal my stuff back from him. Fast travel back to Springvale. Notice someone sprinting, which is weird because there's no sprinting in this game. This isn't the first time I see it in this game either. I see it like 2 more times, but you're gonna find out it's an outcast. Take him out with my Gauss rifle, some free armor and stuff to sell. Not interacting again with them in really any significant way in this run, so it doesn't really matter. Talk to him, take note of his hat. Gonna need that later. Don't want to deal with that now, though. He also has nothing to sell. Well, not enough money to buy and nothing to really sell me, so slowly make my way to Craterside Supply to sell some stuff off, get some stuff repaired. That way we continue on without too much of a problem.
Good hunting.
With that, I realize my explosive skill is over 300, so I can disarm the bomb and get the Megaton house now. One of the themes is fairly important because it comes with a book, which I'm going to need all the books and magazines I can get. From what I can tell, Love Machine gives you lying congressional style. Yep. That is a skill book for speech. Storing all my skill books right here in this desk, because they do weigh a fair bit, especially when you have to collect a lot of them, like I do.
Hold it right there.
Head to Paradise Falls because they sometimes sell Raider gear at their shop. I can't get in too well, so I gotta head to Minefield. I noticed here in Minefield that with my explosive skill so high, the mines take forever to go off. which is pretty cool. I didn't know that had anything to do with it. Arkansas almost kills me there. Able to get him enslaved. I was gonna originally go for red, which is the closest to Paradise Falls, but you got to deal with a bunch of super mutants, and I didn't want to have to do that. For Arkansas here, or Arkansas, whatever you want to call them, it's easy enough. Run through minefield, get up close to him. Good enough.
Go on up, hotshot.
Allowed into Paradise Falls. Talk to the vendor here.
A pleasure doing business with
He does not have anything that I am looking for, so I leave. Kinda useless doing all that. Head to the Super Duper Mart, which also has a fair bit of raider spawns, and I can't tell if this is the game being the game, or if this is a glitch or something, because they do not notice me. Caution's up, which means I should be looked for and found, but they walk right into me, bump into me, nothing. And the stealth suit only gives you like 15 points of sneak, while the stealth field, I don't think that has anything to do with it. It could. It could. But I always thought it was just an aesthetic thing to say, hey, look, it ups your sneak by, 15 points. Head through, take out the rest of the raiders with my rifle, because just sitting there shooting at them's no fun. Put grenades to use. Grenades in vats explode on explode on impact.
What do you need?
Stop at some random scavenger, sell some stuff to them. Music was getting on my nerves at this point because it plays when you're in your menus, so I go to turn it off and they try to kill me for it. Only time I have ever seen this happen in any Bethesda game. Try to kill me for turning off the radio because it's annoying, and that's just crazy. And get bad karma for killing them. Just kind of how it goes with a Bethesda game. After that, head to the library. There's a bunch of raiders inside it, so it might have the masks I'm looking for. See something explode past the Citadel here. Uses the same animation and sound for the most part as the artillery in the Endgame, so I figured, weird, the Brotherhood's just shooting off artillery pieces. Never seen that happen before in any of my playthroughs. Those of you that know what it is, I do eventually figure it out, just not right yet. I also realized that you can rearm computer terminals with different explosives for some reason. I don't know if that goes off and damages enemies. Head back to Megaton to sell some stuff. Head back to the Springvale School to see if the raiders have respawned, and they haven't. At this point, I'm sitting and reading about how long the respawn rate is. I've been out of the cell, and I've waited and all of that. Head back to the library, because there's usually a raider that spawns here. Playing around with the mines, because I find it interesting how long it takes for them to explode. Come across a random alien power cell, wondering why it was here. Because I've never had this encounter happen. So I start looking around, seeing if there's any other ones. Then I put two and two together. Like, oh, okay, so that must have been, something exploding here. That's weird. Find another one. Start looking all over the place for these things, because why not? They're worth an okay amount for being ammo, and I stopped and I looked up what this was, wondering why there were just random power cells all over the place. And that's when I found out about the fire lance. Like I said, never had this encounter happen before. It's apparently rare. I do eventually find the fire lance, which is just an alien blaster that catches shit on fire, which is cool. I use it like twice, and then never use it again. Because as good as this gun is, this build ends up even better. Traveled to Evergreen Mills to see if there's any raiders there. There weren't. None of them respawned. Came walking out the mouth of it and found these Aqua Pura crates, which shouldn't be here because that part of the game hasn't happened yet. Wondering if it's a glitch or what, and then I realized, okay, well, it's supposed to be like a setup or something after Broken Steel, but I guess it spawns before Broken Steel. It's weird. Head to GNR, deal with some super mutants. Like I said, trying to follow the main story this time. Kind of broke it last time. Single shot with a fat man. Takes the behemoth out, even when it said it wouldn't. So I don't know what's up with that. Talk to Three Dog here. Speech check my way into getting the information I need. And head off to Rivet City. While puttering around, I run across one of the few things I need. The second hockey mask. And with the second hockey mask, the build is pretty much complete. We can finish the game. Every time you equip the second hockey mask, it gives you +5 unarmed. So unarmed weapons, unarmed damage, just straight nothing there. You can get that to ungodly amounts. I also noticed the stealth suit doesn't line up with the fist weapons like that, which is strange, but doesn't matter. Talk to Dr. Lee, get a lead on where Father is. Head into the memorial, test out a minigun, see how well that works compared to my fists as a weapon. Worse. It works worse. I can one-punch all of these super mutants. Almost all of these super mutants. Pick up the tapes I need, listen to them. Fast travel to Evergreen Mills to go to Smith Case's garage. Decide to take out the behemoth right now. Few punches, takes out the behemoth. And this is the lowest our unarmed skill will be this entire run. Go into Tranquility Lane, which I always call Serenity Lanes for some reason. And decide I'm going to do most of the Tranquility Lane quest. But that got me thinking, sure, this guy's crazy and he kills the people every once in a while. But in the terminal, you read that he's had other versions of this place. The lagoon, the ski resort thing, and then Tranquility Lane. Each time he kills off all the people, but they don't actually die, right? Like the kids apparently don't even exist. But, so they've been alive for 200 years, dying every so often because this guy loses it. I'd take that over, you know, dying in Fallout. I mean, even in the real world where it's not as bad as the Fallout world would be. I'd take being stuck in a cryopod, living, 50, 60 years, nice, simple life, not really remembering the day before, to only get viciously murdered one day, to then wake up the next day and not remember it. I'd take that any day of the week. But this gives you bad karma, and yet killing the people off permanently, that's good karma for some reason. Anyway, kill them all off as the pint-sized slasher. Go in, activate the failsafe, because I want to see what happens. They're all dead already, right? So the failsafe shouldn't do anything. I read most of the stuff here just to jog my memory on it. And yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was. He kills them off every once in a while and then restarts the simulation. He can have as many NPCs in the simulation as he wants. He just doesn't find it fun torturing them. Cool, whatever. It's just strange that, it would be bad karma pretty much resetting these people for a different place to live, but good karma to kill them all off. Anyway, I start the Chinese invasion thing and it just respawns everybody. But I have a weapon here, so I see if I can kill the Chinese commandos And you can't. You can only knock them out. Head on out. Which I'm going to need to re-equip everything again.
Son,
Talk to Dad. Tell him I'll meet him wherever.
good to see you.
And then I start hunting these goddamn skill books. At this point, I did the math, and I need like 108 skill books to complete the build. Because the other skills I can get with hats. Like energy weapons and barter and unarmed, melee, big guns, small gun, not small guns, big guns, explosives. I can get all those with hats. So the rest of them, I need to spend time finding all these skill books. So I started at about 4:30 on Saturday night, the evening on Saturday. And I didn't get done finding all these damn skill books until almost 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So fun run. That part was time consuming, to say the least. Not bad though. Even with all the books I decided to collect, using them all, most of the skills got maxed at 100. Some of them were sitting at like 95 to 97. That's fine because you pretty much get like a mandatory level up for some story quests. Yeah, barter and energy weapons is still low. Same with melee. Again, all of those are remedied with hats. The barter, the roving trader hat is what that is. Energy weapons is the Enclave officer hat. Melee weapons is the kid's baseball cap, which is annoying to get. Yeah. That's all we need at this point. So we can just mainline the quest. Well, almost mainline the quest. I decide I want the children's hats now. That way I can just mark them off the list. After all, it'd be easier just to grab the Enclave hats right at the end. Realize that the Mechanist and Antagonizer have like pseudo invincibility. The first hit, even if it would kill them, doesn't register. It just knocks them into being hostile. Here I reverse pickpocket an Enclave helmet into the kid's pocket. That way he equips it. The next time the cell loads in, I'm able to get his baseball cap, which ups melee. After that, I need to find another one. Well, on the way out of town, I decide to stop off at the vendor outside because he's the one I saw earlier that has the roving trader hat. Now, there is a place where you can, at least for me, has always been a reliable place to get these hats when testing. And I'll come across those later. But for right now, roving trader hat. Now, we go to get the second roving trader hat, which is in the Deathclaw Sanctuary. Deathclaws don't mean anything to this build now. One punch in VATS deals with them. Usually in here, there are a few traders that will always have a bunch of good equipment on them, and the roving trader hats and armor. There's also a unique Gatling laser down in like the bottom of this place, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to get it. So, by this point, I've hotkeyed a macro to my fire button to just automatically equip shit. Because sitting there clicking it 100 times is annoying. But barter, over 100. Which doesn't really do anything for the skill itself. You figure it being higher would get stuff for cheaper, but it does not. It maxes out at 100. Going over doesn't matter. Also got the duck and cover book from the chest outside. Easy enough. Head to Arafu, mini cannibal town, to get the baseball hat off the kid here. And now I have both of those. So melee skill is maxed. Well, will be maxed here. Also kept a couple of Outcast Brotherhood helmets because they're going to be put to use. I was thinking of putting them to use later, but they don't really come in handy. And then energy weapons is the last one I need, and I get that after the Enclave shows its head. So, back to the main story. Talk to Liam Neeson, go back to the Jefferson Memorial to finish clearing out the super mutants. Again, one punch takes him out. Survey my skills because I leveled up, which puts everything at 100 except for energy weapons.
Here we are.
We'll talk to Liam Neeson again.
Revelation 21:6.
Tells you the Revelations thing because that's a death flag. You go put the fuses in. Yeah. Weird looking fuses. Turn on the supercomputer.
Watch where you're swinging that, will you?
Get annoyed with how rude some of these people are. Go in, unclog the pipe. Even though turning a valve while you're in a pipe doesn't really unclog a pipe. Enclave shows up. Forget you're locked in. This is pretty much cutscene. Enclave armor doesn't mean anything. Watch Liam Neeson nuke the guy here. Never noticed he injects himself with, I guess, Radaway right there. Neat little Easter egg because he does come back and everyone else in there seemed to have died. Taking out the Enclave in the tunnel. Notice they just keep spawning in right here. Never knew that. I guess you were supposed to run from them, but again, this build is insane at this point, so just let them keep popping in. Just keep taking them out. They do eventually stop spawning in. Just kind of funny. You send in an entire like battalion of men or whatever, and they just get decimated. Rest of the tunnels, same hardness, I guess. Give what's her face some stim packs or what's his face. Head out, talk to the Brotherhood. No, she yells at the Brotherhood. Don't really know what the relationship between James, Dr. Lee, and the Brotherhood is. Doesn't matter. Got power armor training. That way I could start using power armor helmets. Got the location of the vault. Easy enough. Talk to the guy that actually shows you the location of the vault. Head out, decide I need 2 Brotherhood helmets because I'm going to be getting the G.E.C.K myself. So each helmet gives you +3 to rad resistance. There are my ungodly stats at this point. So +600 and some rad resistance. Talk to the kid to get the terminal booted up so I can just go in the back way. Bypassing murder pass. Have the skills for it. Might as well do it. Head on into the vault. No super mutant takes more than 1 punch at this point. Made me almost feel like I was playing old school Doom again, just running around punching shit. It was fun. This was fun. Pay no mind to Fox. Don't need him this run. Move through without too much of a problem. Just got to keep an eye on your health and your stim packs. Walk on back. Take some Rad-X. Just kind of hang around, not getting more than a few rads. You walk in the glowing goop and it spikes, but it's not too bad. No matter how far back you go, you will always get hit with that grenade. And kidnapped by the government again.
Let's keep this nice and simple.
Get out of the cell. Final time I need to re-equip everything. And I spend some time on it. Quite some time on it. This guy here has the hat we need, so he's got to die.
That's it.
No? They'd kill him before the guards got there. It's the first of the last 2 hats we need. I'd just go on a rampage destroying everything in this place. Talk to the president. Reset the president, which leads to him exploding everything, which is kind of funny. Get the FEV, get ready to head on out. First time I played this game, I used the FEV, Forced Evolutionary Virus, and I thought because I did the extra optional shit for Moira Brown, and she irradiated me and mutated me, that was the reason why it killed me. The Pura Aqua or Aqua Pura or whatever. It wasn't the reason. Head to the Springvale School, and then from there, right up over the hill to the left is an Enclave encampment. Usually always has an officer here. And there's the final officer's hat we need. Get those equipped. Once we have those equipped, we have almost 100 and everything. I just need to get one of the blaster helmets fixed. With the blaster helmet fixed, everything's at 100 at level 14. I could have done this faster if I could have found those damned hockey masks quicker. Here's the final stat display. Final effects screen, I guess is what we'll call it. Over 10,000 and unarmed. You can just one punch pretty much everything in the game at that point. And with that, it's time for the endgame. Head back to the Brotherhood. See the anti-communist Iron Giant head out. Follow him around, as always. Realize you can't walk past him while he's doing that. Head into the Purifier. The Enclave is nothing at this point. Colonel Autumn. Use VATS on him to take him out. Punch him straight into the water, which I didn't know you could do. I'll stake all his stuff later. They got the last two Enclave members. Easy enough. Insert the FEV, because I thought it'd be funny. Hang around waiting for the fucking monologues, man. Take more than actually getting the stuff done. Cool, with all that done, I'm finally able to go into the chamber and punch in the code. And yes, you can beat Fallout 3 while leveling up as little as possible and still having 100 in all stats. Big thing is, I could have gotten this run done at like level, I want to say level 10 or level 11. But it's just those damned hockey masks, man. The first test I did of this, I found both hockey masks in the Springvale School. And that was amazing. I could just deal with anything real quick, no problem. Also under the assumption that you have to clear out all the raiders in an area for them to respawn. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. I take a bunch of everything. I die because I'm mutated. As is everyone, so... After that, I decide, you know, one punch my man through Megaton here. Out of all the enemies I fought in this game, the Behemoth took like 8 punches. The thing that took the most punches with a high skill was a Brahmin. A pack Brahmin for the dude I got the trader's hat from. After all that, I decide, hey, one last guy in Megaton. I still remember the old ways on how to get up here, so... It's easy enough. Talk to Stockholm. He wonders how you got up here. No idea why they even gave him any voice lines or anything. Take him out. And that's the end of it. By the by, this run was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm not doing another one like this again where I got to retrieve over 100 books. That's just insane. But by the by, it was enjoyable. Thank you again to Alex there for suggesting it. And, yeah, Have a good day.